Okay, and we are in game now. We're going to try this another time. We have turned off the round timers here, and hopefully we're going to have a little bit more of a constructed game rather than just a mad dash. So, if you may have noticed from yesterday's video, that was a little mad dash, sort of almost comedy version of what we're trying to play. But this is what I like about the experimental branch. But today we have turned the round timers off for this video, so I'm recording this straight after the last one, but I think the other one was funny enough to make its own thing, and people have been asking for shorter videos, so let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so their deployment matters quite a lot here. What we want to do is we're still working on the plan of playing a really early switchback. Yeah, okay, so taking that deployment point is a pretty big deal, but the awkward thing about that... Okay, interesting choice. We can't really take this because it's more open, so if they play anything ranged, we're in a little bit more trouble. Whereas if they play some melee units over here, then that's fine. We can just hide behind the other side of this with our switchback and apply the pressure on our own terms. So I'm interested to see how this goes. Whatever Brigham's deployment's going to be here, or Tom Bomb as we've got here. I'm guessing maybe it's a reference to Tom Bombadil? It's a Sentinel. Okay. So the most important thing with a Sentinel is to ignore it completely and deploy in a completely different direction. Now, we're going to try our switchback. Honestly here, I think we just stick as far back as possible. I imagine they're going to be putting switchback, putting their Sentinel onto that turret as soon as they can, and we just want to be able to not have to worry about that. So we're going to pop this down here. That's the only range attack we've got, and we don't care for it, so we'll just end that turn there. So this is one of the interesting things about the current format. They can move this onto that objective, and I have absolutely no idea how we deal with it. We've obviously got switchback here, but that can deal a maximum of 8 here, and that's in an ideal situation. If they do pull it, however, it can't be activated, and I probably do try and use our damage here to try and get 8 onto it. To be completely honest, I think that might even be correct. So the following turn we're going to need to choose what we want to follow up with, and it probably needs to be a crankbait ourselves. They've got one to protect their unit, but that is very much a different respect here. So there's their mine, that's fine. So obviously we're going to shoot their Zax with our Astra, because this doesn't change anything. So probably... How far can we move here? So let's just move to about here. This should be fine for switchback to move to. So we're going to come forward with this, because I was trying to keep this out of line of sight of this. So we're going to switch back here. We're going to deal 4 damage to their Sentinel. Then for a deployment we're going to play crankbait, and unfortunately I think no matter where we play it's going to be in view. But we can just into the breach here, shoot this again. There we go. And I think the plan needs to be, I mean it could be to spread out, but I don't know if spreading out is even going to be enough here. And we don't want to be vulnerable to crankbait. So I think I'm just going to move this way though. I don't think there's any other reasonable option. And we have taken a turret down to 4. So the problem here is we can in theory we can take 3 from this, 2 from this, 2 from this and 1 from that. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I actually think there's a world in which just spending their cinder they can kill our switchback this turn, and this is the start of it. Ooh, okay, they missed that. That's going to use 2 more of their cinder at least, but that's not ideal. Maybe they could pull... Yeah, I think this is a bit of a mistake. So there's a couple of things here that haven't worked out for them in terms of placement. If they can keep this safe, then that's good for them. But we've got our own crankbait here to start pulling things around, so this probably just goes down this direction. But there's a good chance we can just use our switchback, clear out their Sentinel, and start trying to catch up from there. So what have we got to follow this up? So we've got things like Turncoat's not going to be good into this, because it's bad into Zax, it's bad into crankbait. Yeah, that's fine. So maybe they're trying to block our lines of sight there. pretty reasonable. But I think we can do this. The question is there going to be something up here that we can kill with one shot? There is. So we can actually do some fun things. Oh no, because we're going to be just short actually. Yeah, we have to choose what we want to hit. So we can't do both Stitchy and that. So we should be able to grappling chain this. There we go. Get our switch it up going. And I'm going to move in closer just to get the pretty much guaranteed shot here. 97. So we should be able to kill this. And what we want to do is just make it harder for them to kill us. So we'll take a shot over there. I think we need to put something in here that is a threat, or even something elsewhere that's a threat. So what if we played a 2-drop with the intention of playing a 4-drop next turn? Played something like... Okay, Crankbait has moved, these have all moved. So can we play anything on an objective? We can play a Severe pretty safely over here. And this gets us playing that game again, which is something that we do want to be doing. We'll grow some Cinder. So now they can pretty clearly take this, but we can start building back some ball control maybe? Again, they're going to be able to... Hopefully this is blocked in. Yeah, I'm not worried about Severe. What I'm thinking here is we need to find ways of just really utilising our damage output, because I think we're going to lose in terms of objectives, like most of the time. So we need to either take them off of objectives or find ways to turn it into a damage race. So Crankbait is obviously great for that. This looks like it's going to be a... actually, that could be a good Beatrice position. But we could also just... yeah, so... This I'm not sure I agree with. If they're just going to deploy to defend that, I mean, that's fine. So Rhea can get into range of this, we can protect it. We can kill or pull this away at least. And Stitchy comes in. Okay. And their Crankbait has already moved, so... Okay, so that's just using their Cinder up because they might as well. We get our damage back. And what's this going to be? Oh, they've got another deployment. Okay, so what's this? I'm trying to think what else they could be. So this has turned it more into a brawl than anything else, but we can potentially just get a really big damage advantage here. Okay, so we've got Axel Pyro. So, interestingly enough, I think I'm going to try and kill Axel with the second Switchback activation, but I might as well switch it up first. Oh. Switch it up. Okay, there we go. And throw the first one into their Zax. And then... because... oh, so this needs to move here to be touching. Then we can just into the breach here. I'm going to move Saria down here. So what I actually want to do is hit Stitchy. Shield barrier onto this. Hop out of the way and just again put some more pressure onto Stitchy. And then use Switchback to clear this out. Nice, and so there's no way here that I'm not going to be in range of things I want, unless... I mean, we could gain additional Cinder here, but I don't know if it does anything. What's our deployment going to be? So we've got a Chuck and Co. We can just block them into place, I think, most likely. And Chuck does good damage. I'm kind of unsure what we deploy here. What I actually think might be nice is to deploy, say, a Jailbreak over here, and then deploy something behind it like Tantan to try and make it so they can't just push it off very easily. and just start taking the objectives back. What has move? Switchback has move. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to take the 2 from this. Switchback's going to die, but we're going to take some damage with us. Oh, wow. Hang on. Beatrice just... Was that her... Okay, that was her attack. It wasn't just a retaliating of mine. So they're pushing that there, which means we can kill that next turn, which is good. So we're going to be playing... We've got ourselves into a bit of an awkward leadership situation here, where we don't have the 2 drops to follow up our 4 drops with, so we kind of... Playing both of these might have been a mistake. Interestingly, the fact that they've attacked with both actually means Switchback lives. And there's a world in which we can just deal... Okay, so they're just going to pull here and go for that. Yeah, so they... Oh, it's not in range. Switchback lives. Okay, so this is really good for us. We can then start blocking off some of the attacks. Like Beatrice can... We can force her to no longer attack. Yeah, Tantan's fine. Not worried about that. Stitchy's running away. Okay, so we can do this, I think. We can actually kill Beatrice and Stitchy this turn if things go to plan. Just need to check how far Astra can move. Because we're going to kill Stitchy using Jailbreak. Okay, what's their follow-up? There's so many moving parts here. I actually really like this. This feels good. I do think we're going to lose the leadership... sorry, the points game if that's where we end up playing. Okay, so that's Toner. So that just means we ignore the captain for now. And Taria. Okay. So what that might even mean is if Astra can move far enough. So let's start with... We can't start here, so we need to start here, basically. I'm going to go for some interesting choices. Yeah, we're not going to have the range for Astra, unfortunately. So we can still switch it up. And here we're going to try and kill Taria. We're going to move over here and kill this. Now, Tantan can just move and Season of the Hunt here. Now Astra can move. We can into the breach here. Take some shots onto this. Just move further away, basically. Might as well attack here. And what I think we do is we move to about here. Grappling chain their crankbait. And we'll deploy hit and run, maybe... Let's deploy hit and run over here. There we go. This is our turn use up. So they've only got 6 units left. We've got 9. We're obviously going to lose... Actually, not obviously even. We're probably going to lose Switchback this turn, but he's done a lot of work. They've got a ton of Cinders. They can do anything they need to here. But actually, there's a world in which they might not even be able to do that. Yeah, that's fine. This we know is guaranteed to miss anyway, so maybe they've not realised that. Or they could just be using the pull to put Beatrice into range. That does it here. But that's fine. Okay, yep, so that's pretty good from us. Sorry, for them, rather. It does mean that Beatrice dies next turn, though. As does probably Crankbait if we want... Actually, no, we don't have enough damage for Crankbait. But we can start just chipping things away now. They're onto slow leadership, but so are we. We can deploy Snarely if we want to, but I actually think we're better off waiting for a turn and trying to deploy our bigger units over the next 3 turns. We can deploy 2 of them. So I think here, because we've got such an advantage on board, depending on what they play, we just use this turn to deal with those things. Yeah, we knew... Ooh, the fact that they stayed in melee range is good for us there as well. I mean, obviously it's not that important with this coming up. Ooh, Teutonia, okay. So in this situation we just kill this. I actually think we just try and pin Detonia into place. Or do we just... No, I think we go for points. Because what we can do... Okay, so we're stuck in here. So we can make them miss again. Which is fine. We'll just hold this and go for a hit. I still do kind of miss crits, because there's situations here where I could really do with a crit. Because Detonia won't actually end up on the objective here, I want to grappling hook Detonia just to get an extra damage in. And like I said, we want to actually hold off on a turn here. And we can't get in range of anything we really want to. This is all locked up, so without them using their disc to pull away, they can't even do anything here. We might as well grow a Cinder. Actually, no, there's nothing to do with growing Cinder there. The fact that Tantan is stuck is quite awkward, but hey. Nope, I think that's our turn done. We've got nothing to spend our Cinder on, which is very entertaining. Maybe we could have found a way to attack, move over here, get Astra to activate, and then move back again and attack again. So we could have got maybe 2 more damage out of it, but this seems pretty reasonable to me. So they don't actually have enough damage as it stands to kill anything that we've got on the battlefield, because this is guaranteed to miss. And we've got our own Crankbait next turn is probably going to have to try and save Fate Twister Tantan. Yeah, so that's what's going to have to happen here. They can't even attack us because we'll just attack back. They're going to try and mine this again, I imagine, and we need to kill Beatrice. Okay, yep, this is fine. Because crits no longer exist, this doesn't bother us at all. But hit and run's actually out of range of everything now. But we can just pull hit and run closer, so that's going to be our plan. We can pull hit and run into Detonia. And then we can stop this attack again. We need to probably use Crankbait and Astra to kill their Crankbait, but they've got 4 leadership to deploy something. But so do we next turn. We're going to have 6, so we're probably deploying Crosshair out here. We don't really care about Toner. This is fine, we can just move to the other side of it. And because their attack doesn't hit, it's never going to set it off. And yeah, so I think we're in a good spot here. We're going to move to here basically, pull this in there. That was guaranteed, so thank you. Yeah, I think we've got this. And grav disc things didn't get me off the objective. Okay, so they're going to heal here, which is fine, but we might even be able to score this on an objective playstyle. So, because this is when it attacks, we can actually move here first, pull into range to get the kill on Detonia, kill that. I'm going to move to the front side this time because there's no sense in moving further back. This can just move over and continue the Season of the Hunt trend here. And to be honest, we can just move over here for that exact reason. Get a 98% chance to hit here. So we are going to lose that objective if we do this. But we can just deploy a Crosshair or a Chuck. Or even a Turncoat. You know what? Turncoat seems ridiculous in this if they can't even get near enough to us. So let's just move over here and deal with this. Everything is safe apart from maybe that. So yeah, let's just deploy. Oh, we can activate something again, can't we? Yeah, so let's activate this again. Into the breach Crankbait. Crankbait over here. Grappling chain Tantan to safety. And then deploy Turncoat. Oh, we're just short of that objective. I mean, sure, we'll just deploy Turncoat up here regardless. And pop a Cinder Orb down for good measure. I think we're in really good control of this. Turncoat's going to be able to take control of that next turn. They still, without just pulling and running, they can't even get away from Jailbreak here because they're guaranteed to miss. And we've left it so that Tantan is safe for another turn as well. So Yeah, there we go. I think we had that game wrapped up. That worked really, really well. We managed to just control the board state, slow the game down to what we wanted, and have a bit of a game at our own pace. So there we have it. That was the first run of this sort of control Astra list. I really do like the switchback early on. It's not easy to make good use of. I don't think it's probably the correct start, but it's a really, really nice start to be able to have an option for. So really, really glad we've got that. Really enjoyed the games as well. So if you've enjoyed this, if you've got any thoughts or tweaks or anything you think I should do differently to this list, please do let me know. You can drop it in the comments, or you can drop me a message on Discord. But comments is better because then everyone else can see the same information and we can all find out, what the improvements are from there. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. If you want to support on Patreon, go ahead. The link's in the description. That would be absolutely brilliant. But most importantly, thank you for watching and have a good day.